Steve here, Raking Profit, having a little smoothie after the gym. And today I want to talk about sales. I want to talk a little bit about profit, and I want to talk about cash flow, because these are all different things that we have to consider in our business. They're all different, and I feel like a lot of people who are starting the reselling business, they only focus on the first two parts of the equation, and sometimes they don't even fully understand what each part of the equation really means. What are sales and revenue? What's profit and what's cash flow? So I'm gonna wait for some people to come in here. I've got a new little wireless mic that I'm using. So drop a comment, let me know if you can hear me. If you're watching live right now, let me know if the audio is coming in clear. Again, I'm using one of these new little wireless mics on my phone, so I'm hoping this is working. So can you hear me? Let me know. Got a couple people in here. I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. Drop a comment down below. What's going on, Rude? I like that name. Coming in rude, coming in strong. What's happening, everybody? If you are here right now and you can hear me, drop a comment down below. We're going to be talking about sales, revenue, profit, and cash flow. What's happening? Sabrina from Texas in the house. I'm actually in Connecticut right now. It's a beautiful day. Probably, 75 degrees out right now in Connecticut. A great day to go thrifting. A great day to go out and find some inventory. All right, awesome, guys. So you can hear me. All right, great. So let's get into it. So a lot of times, and I tell this story and I'll tell it again, but a lot of times people get into a reselling business because, they want to make money to be able to pay their bills. And the only way that you're going to be able to pay your bills or save for a vacation or actually take money out of your business is to make profit. The issue is when you're running a reselling business, you have to invest money into your business. So that's inventory, supplies, there's fees, there's expenses that go along with your business. And all because you're making money, like for example, all because your sales are $2,000 over the last 30 days, that's not $2,000 that you can just take out and use to pay your bills, right? To save for a vacation, because that's not profit, right? Because profit is essentially your sales minus all your expenses. That's your profit. But there's also an equation, part of the equation that a lot of people don't think about, which is cash flow, because your business could be profitable. But remember, in order to keep generating revenue, you have to keep investing back into your business. So let's say, for example, your sales are $10,000 after expenses, fees, everything. You made $5,000 profit. But what if you're spending $5,000 a month to maintain your business? You have no cash flow. So you literally have no money that you can pull out of the business. And this is a concept that took me a long time to realize. You really do have to, make sure that your margins are good. Your return on investment is good. Like when you buy an item for example, $10 and you flip it for, $30, hopefully you're going to make $10 to $12 profit. But don't remember, you're not always going to be able to enjoy that profit because you have to continue to invest back into your business to buy inventory. So the first part of the equation in a reselling business is obviously your sales, right? You sell items, you have revenue coming in. A lot of times on social media, a lot of your favorite gurus, a lot of your, favorite content creators, they're showing their revenue. Even your friends and other resellers, revenue. But revenue really doesn't matter. Of course, revenue is important because, revenue is part of the equation with profit. And if you're buying items correctly and you have healthy margins and ROI, things should work out, right? In terms of profit, right? But revenue doesn't mean anything if you're not making a profit, right? And if you're not making enough profit, then you're going to be dealing with cash flow issues, because again, you have to consistently invest back into your business. And this is actually something that I'm dealing with in my business right now. I did over $20,000 in revenue, but my cash flow was actually only around $1,000 after all my expenses, after paying my virtual assistants, after investing back into my business. Because right now I'm spending around $10,000 a month on inventory. And, you know, after all expenses and everything, I only had $1,000 cash flow last month in my Amazon business. And it's because I'm growing my business. So my inventory had gone from 700 to 1,400 over the last like 30 to 45 days. So even though I only had $1,000 cash flow, what's happening is a lot of my profit is baked into my inventory. So I've doubled my inventory. So if I was to take my foot off the pedal in terms of not buying as much, because I'm trying to scale my business, I'm trying to buy more so I could scale my inventory and sell more, and keep the same quality of inventory. So for example, if I stopped buying inventory over the next 30 days, I'd realize a lot more profit. Like next month, I'd realize a lot more cash flow and ultimate profit. But I don't want to do that right now because I want to keep growing my inventory. I want to get my inventory up to maybe 4,000, 5,000 in inventory and maintain my sell-through rate of around 30 to 35%. And I'm pretty confident that based on my numbers right now, if I got up to, 4,000 in inventory, I should be doing, hopefully, based on my numbers, $40,000 to $50,000 a month, and my profit margins around 30%. So let's just say I got up to $50,000 a month in sales. My profit margins, I would say, would probably be around 30%. So 30% of 50,000 would be, let's see, 10% is 5. So I'd be about 15,000 a month profit. My cash flow, I'm not sure how much I would really be cash flowing. It depends how much I want to build my business up to. Like if I want to really realize my profits, I'm going to have to slow down my buying. And maybe one day I could find that equilibrium. I'll be sure to kind of share that with you guys. But I'm curious, how do you guys balance out, your sales, realizing your profit and using it versus actually having strong cash flow? Because again, you need that cash flow to reinvest back in your business. So I'm curious how you approach this whole equation. I'm kind of just, spewing out some of my thoughts right here, but it's really important to separate the three, right? You could have all the sales in the world. You could be making $50,000 a month, but if your margins aren't healthy, then you're not going to have profit. And what are you really doing besides collecting credit card points? And, if you don't have strong enough margins as well, and you're not making strong enough profit, then you're going to struggle with cash flow to consistently have money to reinvest back into your business. So just kind of wanted to break down those three things and get you guys thinking a little bit. I'm doing mostly online arbitrage now, so it's a little different if you're going to thrift stores, and you don't have to worry so much about cash flow when you're going to thrift stores because you're buying items for $1 and selling it for 30 or 40. So a lot of times you could realize your profits much quicker. Whereas if you're doing like what Flip for Miles is doing, or some of these wholesale guys are doing, or what I'm doing with online arbitrage, you're spending a lot more for your inventory. So you really have to pay closer attention to your cash flow, and you have to pay closer attention to your numbers. Because you could burn through cash very, very quickly. I don't know if this live is working because there's like no comments coming in right now. I feel like sometimes YouTube doesn't push out these videos. So if you are here live, drop a comment if you guys have any questions. Rude says it's difficult balance. Cash flow is always an issue with me, but if it's coming in slowly, I halt buying for a short period. It's simple as that. Yeah, and that's a great point, Rude. If you want to be able to enjoy more profit and more cash flow to be able to take money out of the business, you could certainly slow down your buying to be able to realize those profits. But if you're trying to hit a certain goal, if you're trying to get to a certain point, like for example, say you want to make, $20,000 a month profit, based on my numbers, I'd probably have to get my inventory up to 5,000 to 6,000 just based on my average selling price of $40, 30% sell-through rate. I'd probably have to get up to 5,000 to 6,000 in inventory, which would probably require somewhere between $10,000 to $20,000 a month spending. It's something, it's honestly something I'm struggling with as well, because I guess I just don't have enough data, or maybe I don't know my numbers enough to know, like, when I get to that point, when can you actually start to enjoy more profit? Because again, when you're building your business, you're putting so much money into the business, your true numbers aren't really reflected. So I guess I'm gonna have to learn and share it with you guys. Sabrina says, wish me luck. I downloaded Scout IQ today and scanned my first books. I'm trying to change my life. That's awesome, Sabrina. Congratulations on taking that first step. Do you got yourself a Bluetooth scanner as well? Grizzly says, if they ban you and you have that many items, what happens? Yeah, that's probably what my worst nightmare. And honestly, I share this all the time. For anybody who's selling stuff on Amazon FBA without wholesale invoices, which is most of us, you're building your business on a volcano. And I'm 100% transparent about that. I know that it's probably one of my worst nightmares, because it's like I'm busting my butt to grow my inventory and I'm not realizing tons of profits, because a lot of my profits are baked into my inventory, and I'll realize them once I eventually take my foot off the pedal, and hopefully maybe I get to a point where I can enjoy more cash flow, because I don't have to spend all my cash flow every month to maintain my sales. But yeah, that would really suck if I built up my inventory to 6,000 and then it got banned, which could happen. You know, that's why I have systems in place to be able to make sure my items are real, authentic, that I ship out correctly, that I keep good feedback, that I check my performance, my health, keep my inventory good, my IPI, all that stuff, clean out my stranded inventory. But I think there's risks in all businesses. There's no business you're going to be able to start where there's no like apocalypse event that could happen that could wipe you out. But it's certainly, you know, a lot more risky versus having wholesale invoices and whatnot. You know, I think all us online arbitrage thrifters who are selling, you know, secondhand products on third-party markets, you know, especially Amazon. eBay's a little looser with their issues. I think we're playing with fire to an extent, but again, I don't think there's any business where there's not something that could destroy you. Sabrina says, I got the same scanner as you. I watched all your videos today. Do you have a promo for Scout IQ? I don't have any discounts or anything. I just have a free trial. If you go to rakeandprofit.com/ScoutIQ. In the past, we had a promotion if you bought like 3 months, but I don't know if that's valid anymore. So I don't really have anything for you. But yeah, I would just go through the free trial, and you know, it's just an expense you got to pay. It's worth it. It'll make you money. Alex says, clothes selling is good. Lots of people donate during spring and summer during lots of garage sales. I gave up selling breakables because of shipping. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely ship breakables and be okay, but it's, you know, it's just part of the business. It's the same with like when I sell electronics on eBay. I know there's like a much higher chance of getting a return, or like them saying it's defective because they can't figure out how to work it. Printers, electronics, handheld items, even like I sell a lot of those Radica handheld electronic games, and those things get returned all the time because people just don't know, like you have to switch out the batteries. It's crazy. Do you still have your warehouse? That must be a big layout each month. I actually had a friend who runs it now, my buddy Tom, so that's not over my head anymore. He took it over. So the way my business works, guys, is all my inventory just gets shipped to my house. So again, you guys probably know if you've been watching me, I sell mostly books, DVDs, and board games. Probably like 90% of my sales are DVDs right now. That my team of, now I'm up to 3 virtual assistants. They source them off eBay. They show up at my house. I unbox them. I inspect each one, make sure they're not fake or bootleg. And then I put them all in a box. I take a picture of each item, send it to my team. They list it on Excel list. Then I finalize it, label it, ship it out. It only takes about 15-20 minutes per shipment now, down from about an hour with my new system that I'm gonna make a video about soon. And just rinse and repeat. I send it all to the fulfillment center. So I don't really have too much overhead. I just work out of my house right now. Queen City Bricks. Hey, Steve, been finding great books and DVDs at Goodwill. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Do you know there's probably like 5,000 different DVD titles that are worth money? People don't realize how many DVDs are worth money. There's so many rare DVDs out there, and you can sell them on eBay as well. You don't have to sell them on Amazon FBA. Like there's literally thousands and thousands of DVDs that will sell for 30 to 50 bucks used. Just go to eBay and check the sold listings. It's absolutely crazy. I love DVDs, but you got to be careful. There's a lot of fakes. There's a lot of bootlegs out there. I'll tell you, based on, right now we're buying probably around 500 DVDs per month. My team's buying like 300 to 400 on eBay, and I probably pick up like an extra 100 a month from thrifts and stuff. We're going to be moving that up to like 600 to 1,000. Sourcing off eBay, Mercari, Facebook, thrift stores. I just bought 300 off of an auction. But I would say probably only like 2% are fake. It's not like a ton of them are fake, but there's definitely people out there. And when I source on eBay, I have different rules that I follow in terms of like, I won't buy certain DVDs that are too low of a rank, that are too new, that are too fast sellers. If someone's selling multiple quantities, if they have a bad feedback rating, if they sell tons of DVDs at like an extremely low price that are all like current, like I avoid those because they're probably fake. Sabrina says, can I sell new books as new, or Amazon will ask for receipts? Same with clothes. I have a few with new tags, but I am not sure. You could sell books as new on Amazon. I don't really put this out there that much because I guess it could be, considered slightly unethical, but like you can find a book at a thrift store that is literally brand new, that looks new. It's the same quality as Barnes and Noble. And you could sell it as new and you'll be fine. I've done it a bunch. I don't really put it out there much because again, it's like, I guess it's like technically used, but some books literally look like, go to your local bookstore. They're not wrapped. They're not stretch wrapped. They're not put in poly bags. They're not wrapped. So, I mean, you could do that and you'll probably be fine and you could get a good premium. You just got to be careful with that just because like if you miss like a book that has writing or crinkled pages or it has like sticker, residue and you don't use the Goo Gone, like you could get in trouble. I've gotten a negative feedback before on that in the past. The thing is you could just blame it on Amazon FBA and they'll remove it. I wouldn't play with the textbook game selling as new because there's law firms out there that are suing resellers right now. So I would just be really, really careful with that. Proceed at your own caution. CDs are a good new category for me. Found a haul of Master P, No Limit collection at Goodwill. Sell slow but good margins. Yeah, CDs are really great. I sell a lot more DVDs. I want to break more into the CD market, having my virtual assistant sourcing CDs online. It just seems like people pay up more for the CDs. Like I find a lot more DVD deals versus CDs. And the one thing that I don't like about CDs is those jewel cases crack very easily. They crack during shipment. A lot of them have like little hairline fractures in them. And, Amazon buyers don't like that. So that's just one of the things that kind of concerns me a bit when it comes to CDs. But there's definitely tons of opportunities with CDs. I sourced a couple CDs yesterday off eBay, but you just got to be careful with it. Hey, if you guys are here live, be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment. If you guys have any questions, ask away. I've done over $20,000 in the last 30 days selling on Amazon, mostly books, board games, and DVDs. I've been doing this for almost 9 years. You guys probably know I help my mom to do it. She does $3,000 to $5,000 a month. We go to thrift stores, garage sales, auctions. My team and I, we source a lot off of eBay. Facebook Marketplace is freaking amazing right now. Mercari, you could even source off of Etsy and Poshmark for certain items and board games and different things like that. They're far and few between on like Poshmark and Etsy and stuff, but you could definitely find deals there. I mean, the deals are everywhere. The books are mine, are new, but I don't have receipts anymore. I mean, nobody has receipts unless you're buying from wholesale. So it's like, I take the risk. Everything I sell on Amazon FBA, I don't have a receipt. Any online arbitrage seller is not going to have a receipt, like a real invoice. Like you'll have a receipt, but Amazon's not even going to accept that receipt. They want a true, legit wholesale invoice. So it's part of the game, I guess. If anyone has any better advice, drop a comment below. Robert says, found some British Bake Off seasons for $3 a piece and sold instantly in the $100 range each. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Great tip right there. That's amazing, Robert. Congrats. Queen City Brick says, I almost passed by a Kennedy Tapes book and a light bulb, told me to go back and scan it. Sometimes your gut is like, go scan it, go look it up, go analyze it. And you're like, wow, like I would have left $100 behind if I didn't just follow my gut. That's important, guys. Follow your gut. What up, D. Smith from Montana? Let me know where you guys are from. I'm in Connecticut, over in the Hartford area. Just in the parking lot, just left the gym, got a little workout in. The plan for today, guys, I've got 2 shipments I'm going to be getting off. My team already listed it, so I just got to label my items. Got a shipment of 62 DVDs, then I believe 42 mixed lot of books and DVDs. So I got about 100 items we're going to ship off today. I think I may probably work on a couple other shipments as well. Going to do some sourcing. And that's about it, guys. Really going to focus on the Amazon business today. Look for Nat Geo, Wild Animals DVD, new at Goodwill, $1, turned into 70 FBA. Whew, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. JD says, waiting to run into you, man. I'm also a reseller in Connecticut. I do clothing and shoes, also in the Hartford area. Awesome, man. If you ever roll through to like the Manchester Savers, Manchester Goodwill, that's where I hang out a lot. I've only really been thrifting like a couple times a week lately just because I source offline a lot now. But yeah, man, send me a message on Instagram, JD, at Rake and Profit, and we could definitely link up sometime if you want. What up, Patrick? We got Chicago in the house. Robert says, do you ever pass on items because they're either too big or just going to take too much space or cleanup time? Yeah, all the time, man. Like the other day there was a, I was at Savers, this was like 3 weeks ago. There was a whole Bose sound system, speakers, it had some type of interface, and it was worth like 150 bucks, and it was only 30, and I knew I could have made money, but I was like, I don't feel like testing this thing out. It's big, it's bulky, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Like I probably got like 200 eBay items I still have to list because I keep buying stuff for eBay and I keep telling myself it's money in the bank. And eBay is just such a pain in the butt compared to Amazon FBA. So I have so much crap at my house that I need to list on eBay that I just keep buying. And I'm like, it's money in the bank. You know, it's like, this ain't going to go down in value. I'll spend 10 bucks and I know I could sell it for 80. And then like 6 months go by and I don't list it. So yeah, all the time, guys, you know, but I also buy a lot of stuff that I'll just hold on to and I'll get to it when I get to it. But again, in your main business, you don't want to do that. My main business is Amazon FBA. So for eBay, it's kind of like a fun side hustle. I'm like a little hoarder right now. But yeah, Robert, I know how that goes. Queen City Bricks, love traveling to Connecticut from my hometown, Port Jefferson, New York. Guys, I'm going to be hosting a Connecticut thrifting meetup in about a month, okay? So it's going to be in probably mid-August. We're going to meet in Manchester, Connecticut. We're going to thrift all the way out to Waterbury, and then we're going to get a hotel in Southbury, Connecticut. I know a badass hotel. It's got a hot tub, sauna, pool, gym, steam room, and then we're going to go to dinner at Maggie McFly's. I got like a whole little venue that we always go to, so stay tuned for that. If you guys are in the area, we're going to hit like 6 or 7 thrift stores all day, have lunch, have dinner, freaking hang out at the hot tub. So let me know if you guys are interested in joining that. It's going to be free. You know, I don't charge for that. Just, I like to get everybody together and whatnot. I haven't done it in like a couple of years from, you know, all the craziness in the world. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll put out a post probably about 2 or 3 weeks in advance on the YouTube channel. And if you guys go to Facebook and look up Connecticut Thrifting Meetup, you can join the group. I'll go in and accept people today, and I'll put some details in there as well. But that's a lot of fun, so I recommend you guys come in and learn. And yeah, JD, Manchester Goodwill is pretty good. UK Philemon says, selling on Amazon extremely lucrative. People shouldn't worry about being suspended. Even sellers who have invoices still get banned. Yeah, it's almost like Russian roulette, right, Philemon? It's like life, you know? It's like, I hate to like be so dark, but we drive our car all over the place every day. We drive, we take flights, you know? People, I mean, in life, sometimes you just messed up things happen to you. You get in a car accident. Literally, I almost died last year. I got into a nasty car accident. I got hit by a gigantic truck on the highway. Thank God I had a Toyota Tacoma, because I would have spun out and you guys would have just been reading about me in the obituary. But I think a lot of it is like the same with Amazon. It's like, you do everything right in the road, you drive safe, you do everything right when you're selling on Amazon, you try to be a good seller, and sometimes the Grim Reaper shows up at your door, right? Is that kind of dark? But it's true. Marshall Christie says, howdy, watching from Colorado. Oh, I want to visit Colorado so bad. It's on my bucket list. Got to go to my part-time job this morning, so getting daily knowledge and real fast. Appreciate the Q&A. Yeah, you're welcome, Marshall Christie, and hopefully this is helping you. What up, Philip? Great to see you. Hey, Philip, do you know what my middle name is? It's Philip. I don't think a lot of people know that about me, but my middle name is Philip. So, I think we already got a connection to start off with. I'm starting to teach my mom, who is semi-retired, Amazon. That's amazing. I think moms are like one of the greatest candidates for selling on Amazon. Why? Because moms are patient. Moms are strong. Moms are able to just work through the BS and just get things done. And my mom, she's been, she's not the fastest. She doesn't source the quickest. She's not the best reseller, in the world, but she's great. She does a great job. She's consistent. She's patient. She slowly learns. She slowly improves. And yeah, I think more moms should be reselling, especially books, right? Because a lot of moms love books, right? But books are fun. They're easy. They're cheap. So last week, my mom went to the library. She did go yesterday, but a week ago, she found a book at the library. They have a free section where they put books away for free. She found a book that is literally, no joke, selling for $275. $275 at the library. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Queen City Brick starting to prep and create a plan for Q4. Yeah, Q4 is coming quick, guys. I mean, now's the time to get your inventory up. I'm trying to get up to the 4,000 to 5,000 inventory as quick as possible. I think this month I'm going to go into a cash flow hole and just literally source as many, like maybe over 1,000 items. Like I want to get my item. Let me set a goal right now. What's the date today? July 8th. I want to get my inventory by the end of July. I want to get my inventory to 2,000 plus. Then by the end of August, I want to have my inventory up to 3,000. September. I mean, if I keep going at this rate, I mean, I'm not going to show a ton of like actual profit because I'm going to spend so much cash, but I'd like to get my inventory up to like 5,000 by October. That would be great. Get my inventory up to 5,000 and then just realize a ton of profits during Q4. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just scale the crap out of my inventory and just get prepared for that. Obviously DVDs, I mean, I'm sure there'll be a bit of an uptick for Q4, but I don't feel like when people are shopping for Q4, it's like toys and stuff. And like home and kitchen and stuff like that. I don't know how many people are going to buy DVDs for someone during Q4. This is my first time really going like insanely hard for Q4, like getting prepared for it. So is Amazon getting more relaxed on sending sealed DVDs with invoices? I don't think they're getting more relaxed. I just think it's just Russian roulette, really. I don't know any other better answer for you. I started selling DVDs because I had been collecting movies for a long time and knew some were worth a lot. Is there anything that you collect personally, like in terms of collecting DVDs? I don't collect anything. I sell everything. I don't care about DVDs. I don't give a damn mostly about any of my products I buy. I'm just trying to find stuff that I can make money with. But I'm not even kidding. My team and I, we have a list of like over 2,000 DVDs that we're on the lookout for all the time that you would never know about. You would never, ever in a million years know these things were worth money. We got Pakistan in the house. Andrew. Hey, Steve, what do you do if a book has no sales data but can make 40? Do you buy it or pass on it? I mean, in order to know if it really has no sales data, you have to look at a couple different things. One, the sales rank. Two, the e-score. Usually if there's no sales rank, there'll be no e-score. And then third is pulling up a Keepa chart to kind of take a look at the price history over time. So if it doesn't have any history of selling on Amazon, then I'll usually pass on it because there's so many other items I could source. Now, if that item's selling like hotcakes on eBay, then maybe I'll put it on eBay. Or maybe it's got a really high rank because there's no FBA offers, maybe there's merchant offers, and I see that they're selling on eBay, then I'll pick it up. But let me ask you guys a question. What would you rather have? 10 books that are gonna make $10 profit within a day or two each, or within a month each, or one book that'll make you $300 profit but has no sales history? I'm gonna pick up the books that flip all the time. And that's really important. You know, speaking about cash flow, one of the big mistakes I was making 4 months ago is my cash flow was really tight, because I was buying DVDs that were too high of a rank, that didn't have good e-scores, that weren't selling enough, and my cash flow was starting to dry up. So now I really try to focus on, you know, DVDs that have at least a 25 to a 30 e-score, that have at least, you know, 5 to 6 drops per month on Keepa charts, typically under 100,000 rank, preferably under a 75,000 rank. And I like to sell mostly new. The new stuff sells a lot better than the used. What up, Tone Morris? Steve, riding the wave on eBay with clothes to boost some revenue. Have you ever grabbed like 50 items and gone to Buffalo Exchange or Plato's Closet to make cash? I haven't done that, but I know people that have done that. I guess maybe when I was new, maybe I would do things like that. I don't remember ever doing anything like that, but maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I know I used to do things for cash flow, but I haven't really been hurting for cash flow in the last 5 or 6 years. So I never really find myself in that position. So a lot of times I don't pick up a lot of free stuff that I wouldn't know how to get rid of retail via like Amazon or eBay. But I don't see any problem with this, especially if you pick up a boatload of clothes and you get them for free or dirt cheap and you can flip them and make some cash. I mean, in the beginning, I would do anything you possibly can. But yeah, like JD is saying, when I needed cash flow, I'd run a sale. Tone Morris, it was free storage unit. Yeah, that's a great idea. You know, I think that's a fantastic idea. I know some of these companies are kind of picky, like Plato's Closet, in terms of what they'll accept, but why not? If it's free, you literally have infinite profit margins, right? So I think that's very smart. Yeah, storage units are fun. I bought a couple of them, and they're so much more work than you would think. That's why I like the online arbitrage. Everything just shows up at my door, ship it out, and my hands are clean. One idea that me and Vinny, do you guys know Vinny the Toy Master? Drop a 1 down below if you guys know Vinny the Toy Master. Him and I have been talking a lot, and you know, when we think about getting inventory, like thrift stores, how are thrift stores getting inventory? They are getting it from donations, or like Savers, they have a relationship with Heart Springs, which I don't know what Heart Springs is. I don't know if they're a reselling company. I don't know what Heart Springs is, but there's foundations they buy inventory off of for like a couple cents per pound. And, you know, if you think about it, all the inventory we're buying from garage sales, thrift stores, auctions, like where's all that inventory coming from? It's coming from people's houses, right? The only thing is, like, we're sourcing it like second, third, or fourth in line. And what happens when you source down the chain more and more? It becomes more and more expensive. So, you know, we've been talking, how do we get into people's houses, right? And, you know, what a lot of people have been doing, and I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are, if you'd be interested in topics like this. Who here has ever thought about starting like a clean out company? Because if you go to like flea markets, auctions, even a lot of big resellers, they have clean out companies where you create a business and you clean out people's houses, and you make money on the front end by cleaning the house, but you also get a crap ton of inventory and you sort out the junk, and then you keep the good stuff. I just met a guy recently, big shout out to Dave in Berlin, who he's got a clean out company, and I mean, he has a 20,000 square foot warehouse that is just jam packed with stuff, and he's selling stuff at flea markets, Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, damn, like that would be kind of cool to have a clean out company. We're able to make money on the front end and the back end. You're getting directly into people's houses. And of course, you know, you don't just clean anybody's house. Like, you obviously go give a quote, and if it's something you don't want to do, you just charge a lot more for the clean out. If there's a ton of great stuff that you can negotiate to keep, obviously you charge less for the front end clean out. But who here has ever thought about starting a clean out company? I don't hear a lot of people talking about that, because if you have a clean out company, you get all different types of items, smalls for eBay and Amazon, big stuff for Facebook Marketplace. You could even, you have so much inventory, you could even like hire someone or run a flea market, drop stuff off at an auction. Auction Ninja is what a lot of people utilize nowadays, a lot of those clean out companies. So let me know if you'd be interested. I have a couple relationships with guys who run clean out companies. Who'd be interested? Drop a 1 in me interviewing some clean out companies, some guys who run clean out companies, because I'd like to learn more about that as well. Yeah, Tone says I do storage units because the sheer volume I get is insane. Yeah, I mean, that sounds nuts. The only thing I don't like about the clean out companies and the storage unit is the hard labor. I don't know. I'm so used to making money with my brain. Like, everything I do in my business to make money is because of my brain. Like, I think of creative ideas to make money, and then I leverage, you know, virtual assistants or Amazon FBA or these platforms to make the money for me, in a sense. Whereas, like, you know, with a clean out company or storage units, like, there's no way around like the hard labor. I don't know if I want to do it. Like, it sounds fun until you're actually like in a freaking storage unit and you have to move all this junk. I don't know. Am I lazy? Maybe I am. The UK has a large population with less than 1.2 million Amazon active sellers. An opportunity to make a life-changing amount of money is always there for you, resellers. I love it. I love it, Philemon. What up, Emma Gray? Caught you live. Great to have you here, Emma. How you doing? What's new? Hey, what's up, Film Talk with Mikey? I love the name, man. Are you big into films, or do you create films? Jay Bird says my aunt flips real estate and sometimes gets houses with tons of stuff. She lets me go through it and pick whatever I sell. Yeah, I think that's another great idea as well. Like, why am I not creating business cards, posters, and flyers, like doing clean outs or building relationships with real estate agents where I could come through and, like, maybe I don't even need to clean the whole house out. Maybe I could just go and pick stuff and put some cash in their pockets, right? And then they could hire a clean out company to just move it. Or I wonder if this exists. What if I could run a clean out company, but I don't actually do the clean out companies, I contract it out, but my team and we come through, we sort all the stuff out, and then we pay an expense to have someone else clean it out. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming ideas, because think about it, like, the money is getting in the people's houses. It's like, I'm tired of being a little cuck going into the thrift stores. Like, I mean, I like the online arbitrage, what I'm doing. Like, I just get my money to work for me, but man, like, just imagine how many profits are out there just getting into people's houses, right? I'm tired of being the second, third, fourth, or fifth person in line, going into the pawn shop, going into the thrift store, going into the garage. I mean, it's still great. It's tons of money to be made, but how do we get into the houses? That's the question I have. How do we get into the houses? Building relationships with real estate agents? Yeah. Foreclosed companies? Becoming a clean out company? These are all interesting ideas. These are all very, very interesting ideas. Yeah, Philip, you're right, man. It's all about working smarter and not harder. And that's one of the things I've always struggled with. You know, I've always been a really, really hard worker. But being the hardest worker doesn't mean you're necessarily going to make the most money per your time. And maybe your goal is not to make as much money as possible. Maybe you just love doing what you're doing, right? There's no right or wrong answer depending on what you want out of life. Very interesting conversation today with you guys. What's the best way to get engaged in other categories besides books? I want to sell games, video games, etc. You need to buy from a wholesale company. Ingram. Is it Ingram or Ingrid? I don't know is it Ingram? I've never bought from that site. I've bought from Alliance Entertainment, wholesale company. You just got to get a wholesale license or a reseller certificate. Buy at least 10 of a specific item or category or brand, whatever you're trying to get ungated with. You get the invoice from the company you buy from, give it to Amazon, and you should get ungated. So that's pretty much how it's done. Take a consistent percentage of the profit for you, so that way, as your business is growing, so you will be able to pay yourself out. Yeah, there was a really great book I read before. It was called, I think it was called Profit First. It was definitely a good book. But anyways, guys, it's about that time. I got to get running. It was great chatting with you guys. Hopefully you found some value in this video. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys ever have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at Rake and Profit. I do my best to respond back and help you guys out. Drop a comment on YouTube as well if you guys have any questions. And with that being said, much love and see you in the next one.